were scheduled rallies, right-wing, alt-right rallies in Berkeley and San Francisco on August 26th. And it looks like they were called off, but what we are seeing here is most likely a case of what's called bait and switch. So SF Gates is the leader of a right-wing group that had planned a Saturday rally at Crissy Field in San Francisco, called off the event Friday, just as local and federal officials put the finishing touches on a slate of security measures designed to heat off the kind of violence seen this month in Charlottesville, Virginia. So the police were making comments that they are going to be very involved and very watchful in this rally because they don't want it to explode into what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. Now it goes on. Here's the bait and switch where it comes in. It says, but Joey Gibson of Patriot Prayer said the group will instead hold a press conference at 2 p.m. Saturday at Alamo Square Park in the Western Edition. The announcement, which suggested the event had becoming a moving target at the mercy of the whims of a fringe group, prompted the National Park Service to lift a batch of restrictions it had planned around Crissy Field on Saturday. Businesses in the Presidio can open as usual, but it left San Francisco leaders scrambling to come up with a plan to keep the peace in Alamo Square, heading off potential clashes between the right-wing group and counter-protesters. On Facebook Live, Gibson said the same speakers with bands who were going to appear at Crissy Field would be at Alamo Square Park. But while he was granted a special event permit for the Presidio, he does not have one for his press conference. So that is where the bait and switch comes in. So he cancels the one at Crissy Field as a result of the cops saying that they're going to be very heavily watching it to make sure that no violence breaks out. They were indeed granted a permit to have it there, but then they decided to call it off, to cancel it, and now they're saying they're going to have a press conference at Alamo Square, but they don't have a permit there. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see what happens. I was excited that it was called off because the less that these protests happen, of course, the less hate they get to spread and the message doesn't go as far. But they continue to say, Gibson and other supporters appearing with him on the Facebook feed said they changed their plans because of fear the violent protesters using black bloc tactics would attend their Crissy Field rally. They also said the speakers and bands scheduled to perform at the rally have been harassed. I'm calling on city officials to denounce Antifa publicly, said Will Johnson, an event organizer referring to anti-fascist protesters who have clashed with right-wing activists in recent months at events in Berkeley and around the country. Quote, we could have had this rally and it would have been peaceful. Not a single person wants to fight. They are bringing the violence. So, what I don't want to happen is violence to occur. Nobody should on either side be violent, but they are not legally able to do this rally without a permit. But if they do have a permit, nobody should come in and cause any violence. But I don't want these protests to happen in the first place. So we're seeing a case of bait and switch, and we'll see what happens. What's up, guys? It's Sawhill here. You guys are watching The Progressive Voice. Make sure you guys click subscribe down below. We're fighting Donald Trump tooth and nail, and we need your help.